We're here. Look at this shit, man. Fuck yeah. We get to rip people apart. Isn't it great? No, but for real, this shit is just ridiculous. Like, absolutely insane. I'm not going to start with this because I want to start from a place of love. And I'm going to talk about a review that I actually genuinely thought was fantastic. This guy, Giovino, sorry about this, Colantonio, Colantonio. Sorry, sorry, Giovanni. I'm very sorry. This guy's review is absolutely excellent. Even though he rates it, middling, like 5 stars, probably a bit too harsh. His review is fantastic. It is 100% spot on. He even prefaces it like he wasn't a huge fan of Hogwarts. Talks about the story straight away, and most importantly, in the first four freaking paragraphs, not a single mention of J.K. Rowling as it should. And what I especially love is his point right here. There is no shortage of ways to think outside the box when crafting a school premise. The Persona franchise uses daily routine, Fire Emblem uses classes to motivate RPG hooks, and then you got Pokemon and Scarlet with clever independent study setups that shake up the old series formula. Like, this is one of the points that I thought about the game most when I saw the game was, why are we going down the Assassin's Creed formula when we could be going down a Persona or a Fire Emblem Three Houses and stuff like that? But it's neither here nor there. Just because those games exist doesn't mean this game is worse because of it. It just means it could have been a different game. And now he finally talks about, J.K. Rowling and stuff like that. But quite frankly, I don't agree with this bit. Perhaps to steer clear of author J.K. Rowling's tasteless depiction of the goblins of Hogwarts Legacy may as well be orcs visiting from Middle Earth. Eh. Reason why this is annoying is because people seem to think that orcs from Middle Earth is somehow black people, some weird allegory to black people, but it's ridiculous. It is a leap of judgment way beyond the world of reality. And that's the only negative thing I have to say. Other than that, Giovanni, 100% great review. He brings up fantastic points about the game. He talks about how there's like bad narrative, like when you have a quest, it doesn't actually mean anything. For example, if you play a quest in Nier Automata, which I'm currently reviewing, you go to a side quest, it has importance to it. It tells you about the characters, the sub characters. The quest itself has a basic quest plot line. It all works fantastically, and it's not just there to give you a piece of gear with a number on it that goes, your damage goes up. In fact, all of Nier's gear is none of that. There is no such thing as damage goes up because your gear goes up. The damage goes up when you upgrade your gear, or the damage goes up when you level up. But that's it. And Nier Automata is a fantastic game. You should watch my reviews on it. It's fantastic. It goes on about how spellcasting's a bit of a mixed bag, saying that the combat isn't great, and that's about it, And he doesn't harp on about J.K. Rowling or anything like that. In fact, if we do a little quick search, we're going to go J.K. Does that work? No. Let's just go Rowling. We got one here. We got down here when he's talking about, his prefix about this whole thing. And further down, Prowling, that's not correct. And at least Rowling is consistent. Her deplorable views always make it clear where she stands. It's not surprising when her writing edges into hateful stereotypes. Hogwarts Legacy doesn't believe in anything, and its frequently illogical story reflects this reality too. So basically what we're saying is Rowling is a good writer, whereas Hogwarts Legacy is not a good writer. That's about it. Let's go to, well, It's not a review. It helped me say goodbye to setting forever. The story is rooted in anti-Semitic tropes. We just we scroll down. We go for this. Jay never drinks grey. We just do a little quick copy, and we just pop this into the search bar over here. That doesn't work. Oh, there we go. It worked. We put this in here. We just wait for it to load. Oh, weighted blankets. Oh, okay. The best Nintendo Switch games for every player. Oh, the bags, the backpacks, the cubes to protect your camera. The Ferro gun. Best accessories. A best budget. Excellent men's movie. Deals. AI. A pill for dogs. Cyber Monday. Wakanda Forever alters how superhero stories handle death. Do you have any like reviews on the video games? Do you review video games? Hello, hello. You're a video game reviewer, right? Hello. I guess you weren't a video game reviewer. Then you care to explain this? You care to explain? Come on. But she doesn't have to explain, because if you read her review, this is literally the only paragraph that says anything about the video game. And all it says is, it's a third-party action RPG. That's it. You scroll down, you read it. You read it. You read it. Not a single thing is said about the freaking game. What the fuck? And you have the nerve to even give a review score rating? Worst things worst is the Wired editor, if I can find it. Let's see if it pops up. Let's see if it pops up. I will just use this one. Scroll down to, hopefully it doesn't play an ad. God, I hope it doesn't. Where's the tweet, huh? All we get is the YouTube. We don't even get the tweet. Oh, what a terrible fucking website. Here we go. Is this it? Because, in part, it's because real world harms were impossible to ignore. I don't think this is the person. No, that's not the editor-in-chief. Let's just find out. Let's try this. And we go Gilgen Lichtenberg. And we go Twitter. And we go here. And we see. Even if you're a Hogwarts Legacy fan, read Blah's review and try to hear what it's saying. This gets deep inside some of the paradoxes of J.K. Rowling's fandom, as well as making key points about how much the game industry depends on queer creators. The games industry depends on queer creators. Now, this is a little bit of math I like to do every now and then. How many queer people exist to non-queer? And we just, click on the first link. It's by some law. And then we just hopefully 3.5% identify as queer. 0.3% identify as transgender. I don't think that's going to affect the bottom line too much. If, let's just say, all of these people think the same way as Mr. Gilden Lichtenfields suggest, but they don't, because we know people are generally around 20% crazy one side, 20% crazy the other side, and then 60% in the middle. And that 60% in the middle is generally going to do whatever the fuck they want, because they're not crazy people. So of this 3.5% plus 0.3%, about 2.5% are just going to buy the game anyway if they feel like it. Ridiculous. Let's go to here. Why is Hogwarts Legacy, a Harry Potter video game, so controversial? Oh, do please tell us, Polygon, who did not review the game. What is Hogwarts Legacy? It's announced and played blah blah blah. Why is this game controversial? Because it's public stances that author series creator J.K. Rowling has chosen regarding gender identity back in 2018. One, just one. She did not make the game, and two, that was literally 5 years ago now. 5 years ago, you know? But her full views came in display in summer of 2020 at the time. Again, that's 3 years ago now. But sure. Rowling's published a confidential essay on her personal website spelling out her views on gender identity, her skepticism of trans and gender inclusive laws and policies, and a new trans activism. Again, didn't make the game 3 years ago, and most importantly, have you decided to make this about the essay itself? Are you breaking down the essay itself? Since June of 2020, Rowling has continued to engage with the subject of transgender identity. From some point of her view, the crime novel Troubled Blood, also published in 2020 under the name Nom de Plume Robert Galbraith, tells the story of a serial killer who dresses as a woman when he carries out his murders. Dresses as a woman and carries out his murders. Condemned it as harmful and suborning the harm of discrimination against transgender people. I mean, you're definitely going a way bit too far here. Don't get me wrong. J.K. Rowling, probably not the greatest person when it comes to trans rights. Why? Because she's an old white lady. Just like old white men are freaking got giant sticks up their butt and can't do anything to help the world, old white ladies have controversial opinions that are kind of just there. They're not intentionally bad or evil in any sort of way. It's just how they are. Let's move on. So this is the Mary Sue, and every single day before release, even more than one a day, look, Feb 10, Feb 10, Feb 9, Feb 9, Feb 8, Feb 7, Feb 7, Feb 6, Feb 6, Feb 6, Feb 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, in one day. Come on, people. And then that was when the game started being streamed and whatnot. Before this, still pretty much bi-weekly, and it goes on. I don't care, I'm off this. And then they happen to say the anti-Semitism of Harry Potter returns in Hogwarts Legacy. Again, anti-Semitism of what? These are fictional characters, fictional setting, fictional creatures. Any connection that you see with real world people is because you have anti-Semitic ideas and personalities driven in yourself. Goblins are not Jews. Who are the goblins? And goblins are present throughout Western European folklore and are known as chiefly as thieves, malicious entities, and mischievous spirits. In Harry Potter universe, goblins are a race of magical creatures that have coexisted with the wizarding world. They are small in stature, dark, slanted, and have hook-shaped noses. They are often described as greedy. So, basically, what they're saying is the Jewish people are greedy, have hook-shaped noses, and are dark, slanted eyes. Therefore, goblins are Jews. That's fucking racist as fuck, my dude. You start to see your own problem, your own logic here. When you say that something is racist, it isn't racist. It means you're racist for saying something is racist. I know that's a bit crazy to think of, but if you actually start judging people based on personality and skin color and personal views, that's racism. And that's what you're doing here. Ridiculous. I mean, they even go on about Merchant of Venice and Pound of Flesh stuff, which, one, as far as I know, just ridiculous. Like, and they go on to say Nazis use similar tropes. Like, come on, my dudes. Many members of the gaming community aren't happy. In a viral Reddit post, one critic blasted the plot of Hogwarts Legacy for portraying Ranrock as a greedy individual. A greedy individual. Which means, if you happen to be greedy, you must be a Jew, and you must be a racist for writing someone is greedy, regardless of skin color, personality, or culture. You have got to be kidding me. Like, come on, my dudes. So that's it. That's the state of fucking video game journalism in 2023 on a game that, I mean, it's a 5 out of 10. It's not even a good game. I'm not going to say it's a good game. I'm not going to say it's 5 out of 10. It's probably like a 7 or 8 out of 10. You know, it's good enough. If you're going to buy it and play it, you're not going to be disappointed. I mean, I don't think this guy was that disappointed. He was just giving a low rating so that, you know, people wouldn't jump down his throat for, you know, giving it a greatest rating of all time. It may just not have been his game. He may have just disliked it because he personally likes. Let's scroll back to the Persona series, which is a really slow turn-based RPG. Fire Emblem Three Houses, again, a slow turn-based RPG. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, again, a slow turn-based RPG. Which means this guy probably likes slow turn-based RPGs. And it's probably not a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed, the Far Cry's, you know, the Ubisoft formula. And quite frankly, if you look up, well, let's just look it up here, Avalanche Software, and we look up their Wikipedia and what games they've developed, a lot of these are tie-in games, or they are ports of other games, or they're spin-offs of other games. Like, their first game is Hogwarts Legacy. The only other, like, major game they've developed is Disney Infinity, which did fantastically. So, like, these guys, they are a competent studio, but they haven't really carved out an identity of their own, other than just porting games and making tie-in games for stuff like Rugrats, you know? Like, they're not the greatest studio in the world, so I don't expect them to make the greatest video game in the world. They've done a fantastic job with what they had and the resources that they have, and that's, you know, to be applauded and to be encouraged to keep going, not be spat in the face and besmirched for what? For making a video game that they put literally 5 to 6 years of their life developing. Like, they were bought by Warner Brothers in 2017, 6 years ago, and they probably started development on this game just over 6 years ago before they were bought. They probably weren't starting a game specifically called Hogwarts Legacy. They were just looking at engines and how to make a game that could work with Warner Brothers properties. And Warner Brothers went, well, could you make a demo for a Hogwarts game? And they probably made, a really quick sandbox where they had some wizards standing across each other and chucking spells at each other. And they went, yeah, that's good. Make an RPG, make a Ubisoft thing with that. And they did. And they did a fantastic job at making an Ubisoft game. I don't agree with 5 out of 10, but I agree with everything else that Giovanni said in this review. He's one of the good ones. Do not be mean to any journalist or any person, full stop, because that is not how you should be. But on the flip side, you can't allow this toxicity in our community as gamers anymore. We can't have this shit. And I lost the Wired review. We can't have Wired, saying that if you actually read what was in the article, it's about the paradoxes of the J.K. Rowling fandom, as well as how much the games industry depends on queer creators. No. This game is a video game. It is designed to have fun and play the video game. You spend money, you get video game. The fact that this game doesn't have battle passes, microtransactions, loot boxes, and every other fucking greed that they put into these games should be applauded. That should automatically get it above 5 out of 10 just because it doesn't have greedy monetary practices. It is a single player game that you can play and enjoy today. And if we just fun, Hogwarts Legacy sales. Oh look, it's top of the charts. Wow, everyone loves the game despite the controversy, which means it's a non-troversy, which means it's all fabricated, fake, made up bullshit and shouldn't exist in the first place. I'm done. Subscribe, comment, like, dislike. Report me 5 years down the road for making this video. It's not gonna matter. Peace. G'day, good luck.